We've spoke about this before, and obviously we know about, you know, the 2019 and those years, you know, those crazy years. It's like, are you now thankful for those kind of obstacles and those challenges, because now you're in a position where you do have good sponsors and things are kind of really working out for you, that now you can maybe have added appreciation? And the thing is, it wasn't 20 years ago, it was a couple of years ago. So you know what it feels like to lose your job and think, oh shit, how am I going to pay? Yeah, I'm going to keep a roof over my head, let alone be a bodybuilder. So what is it? Do you actually, I mean, I'd imagine you feel quite a lot of gratitude now for the...
I mean, this is why I
to have that kind of support.
People say, oh man, how are you so happy and so smiley all the time and you're so cheerful? I'm like...
You were 2 years ago.
I'm like, you know, if you knew where I was coming from and what I had to persevere and kind of go with, you would understand. I mean, we were talking about a few years ago. Obviously, you work so hard to get your pro card. And you think, oh man, finally, I've got to the top of the ladder. I've got there. I'm yes, okay, fine, I'm a pro now. And you feel excited about everything, and it's cool. And you feel like, yeah, it's a great achievement. But you don't understand that you've just earned the right to be thrown in with the sharks, basically. Yeah. And you know, swim. And you have to swim. You have to find a way in it. Yeah. And a lot of people, as much as it is, a lot of people don't make it in that pool. They just don't, because it's just so competitive. It's so tight. The competition is so raw that you have to find your way in it. And so to be in that position, and then you're like, okay, I don't have any backing from anybody else. You know, you have to travel around to compete in shows. You have to eat the amount of foods pro bodybuilder have to eat. You have to do all those things that takes its toll. But yeah, you're financially debating on that. You're basically trying to feed that with a normal day job. You know, working overtimes, working this, working that.
Your day job wasn't like working in an office, or you were like, it was hard graft on a bloody construction site, you know? So hats off to you, mate, you know?
I mean, and that's it. And, you know, and the thing is, my missus was doing the same thing. She was working fully just to be able to support me to get my dream. Wow. And, you know, when you live in a household and you see that, and then show after show, you go after struggling a whole year, and you do a show and you do another show and nothing happens and you don't get the result you're hoping for, and you step back and you think to yourself, I can't watch my family struggle knowing that they're doing it for me and results are not coming through. I mean, there's only so many years a man can take of that, you know. So when we did 2018, 2019, end of 2020, when it didn't work out, especially after what happened in 2020, I'm like, you know what? Because for me, 2020 was like, if it doesn't work out this year, I'm not doing this anymore.
Really?
Yeah, that was my 2020. It was
wow.
Like, so the reason why they said, oh, why are you going so hard to get a show? Yeah. I'm like, because I said at the end of this year, I said 2020, if something doesn't break through this year, I'm not bodybuilding
because anymore. You were bringing, you know, other people like your partner into it, and she was basically, you know, she was making sacrifices for you.
So you know, when I picked out shows and I was prepping all year and travel anywhere that would let me get a show in, was because I knew that this year was you know, do or die. If you don't make it this year, I've already said I'm not doing this again. Yeah. So you know, went to Korea, did all that crazy stuff and everything else, and honestly, if it wasn't the fact that as bad as it was a blessing in disguise that obviously I lost my job and then Hostile came in. At that point, I would have been like, there wasn't going to be a 2021. It was going to end all there. So after even as 2020 didn't work out, because we had that one saving grace at the end of 2021 that we actually got signed to Hostile, that was the beacon right there that told me, okay, even at the end of 2021, I was thinking, do I really want to do this again? Do I really want to do this? And I remember obviously coming off the end of 21, I was speaking with Fuad, and you know, we were having conversation with my missus and everybody else, and we were always saying that, look, honestly, I'm down. I don't have that drive. I don't want to give any more myself into this. I don't want to sacrifice any more of my family into this. And they both were talking to me and sort of telling me that, look, you have no idea how much you can achieve. Just stick with it another year. Trust me, another year. And I wasn't listening to it. I really did not.
Really?
I really didn't want to know. I really didn't. I was at that point where I was like.
So what? Sorry, when was this?
This was end of 2021.
End 21?
Yep.
No, 2020.
End of 2020.
Wow.
Sorry, my bad. So this is end of 2020.
Holy shit.
You know, and it was the case of, you know, it's not worth it. It's not working out. I got to focus my energy on something else. You know, I can't keep watching my family struggle just to feed my dream, and it becomes a disappointment. So for me, I was like, you know, nah. And I remember before I'd say, look, maybe, you know, you just need somebody external to help you out. Maybe somebody to sort of build you up and get you to that point where you need to be competitive in these shows. So he's like, look, I recommend, obviously I've worked with John before. I recommend John, let John have a look.
John Meadows.
Yeah. Let John have a look at you. Let John see what John thinks. You know, he'll give you his honest opinion. He won't just feed you what you want to hear. He'll tell you something.
He's a great guy.
So obviously that's how we got introduced to John, and John told me and said, look, give me 1 more year. I bet you anything by the end of this year, the world will know who you are.
Wow.
And this is why I said, like, when I say obviously John changed a lot for me in 2020, you know, and coming in 2021, people were like, yeah, I'm like, look, no, I was giving up on bodybuilding at that point. It was not going to be any more than that. So when we decided at that point that, yeah, okay, I'll give it 1 more try. And we went through the whole off season, and then obviously leading up to the show, and I'm finally holding my hopes up. You know, someone's finally giving me a chance to feel like it's possible. And then John passes away. You could sort of understand why at that point I'm thinking, really? I mean, after everything, you really gonna then take this one hope I have away from me? So, you know, at that point I was pretty much thinking, nah, I'm done. So forget it, I'm done. And, you know, and people were obviously coming out going, look, you've already started it. Just finish what you and John started. Just finish it off. You know, and that's obviously when we sort of spoke about it and said, okay, let's find a coach that would really carry that on and help me finish this journey. And then that's when we hooked up with Milos.
So that was only, a year ago?
That was only a year ago.
1 year ago?
It was really that close ago. So if you know how drastic my life has changed from then to now.
Yeah.
You know, and they say things happen for a reason. I mean, I honestly, you know, they say people quit, you tend to quit right before everything gets to, you hit that promised land, you hit that gold.
Yeah.
And then that was basically my point where I was literally at that point where I was about to quit it. I was like, nah, it's done. And then obviously we sort of just pushed through, and then the Arnold UK happened.
Yeah.
We were like, whoa, okay, this is happening. And then we went from show to show to show. And that drive was there of, you know what, I'm not quitting until I get that Olympia qualification. If I'm going to do this, I'll do every single show for the rest of the year until I make sure I either get a win or I get enough points to go to Olympia.
I remember, because when we were speaking to you, you said, Giles, I've got Egypt booked, I've got this booked, I've got that, and I'm just going to keep going. So I've got so many points that there's absolutely no way anyone could actually knock me off, you know. And then you got the win in Prague.
Yeah, and that was basically that. And for me, that was basically for the first time. It felt like, wow, okay. Maybe this is actually happening. This is actually coming together. We do actually have a formula that works here. And then again, the Arnold invite was almost like, oh, this is a nice bonus. Yeah, I'll do the Arnold as well. Yeah. You know, let's work towards that. And then going on that stage, and it really sort of like, it confirmed to me that, you know, you have no idea how far you can go, how far you can really push, you know, just now is all or nothing. Give it all.
Because like I said at the start, I said before, you know, I said doing the Arnold is, you know, when you're already qualified for the Olympia and you've got 14 months and, you know, and you beat some good guys, it's like, it was kind of like, do you really need to do this? Yeah. And then you kind of took the gamble, you went there, and you didn't just... Because I said to you, I said, look, it doesn't matter where you place, as long as you look your best. Yeah. Long as you look your best, as long as you look good on an Arnold Classic stage, it doesn't matter you come, you know, it doesn't matter where you place.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you look your best. You did look your best, and you got a really good placing.
And this is it, you know, and that was it, because we sort of looked at it and going, okay, right, we're going to the Arnold, and we saw the lineup and thinking, wow, what a lineup. Okay, you know what, all we can hope for, man, bring our best and just see where we stack up. Half the guys and others we've never stood next to before. Just at least it'd be a good confirmation going to the Olympia, you know. Yeah. See how you standing, because no matter how much you see pictures doesn't do anything until you stand next to someone.